In the narrow, crowded streets of Lanka Bazaar in Sukkur, Sindh, lived a young man named Bilal Ahmed. His home was a small two-room house with a low roof and cracked walls. One room was used for sleeping, and the other served as both kitchen and sitting area. On the rooftop, there was a tiny open space where Bilal would sit every night, looking at the stars and the distant lights of the city. Bilal's father, Muhammad Hussein, ran a small bicycle and motorcycle repair shop on the corner of the street. He opened the shop at 6 a.m. every day and worked until 10 p.m. His mother, Noor Bibi, took care of the house and sometimes stitched clothes for neighbors to earn extra money. Bilal had a younger sister, Mahi, who was 12 years old and studied in a government school. She often felt sad because she could not afford new books or a proper school bag like her richer classmates. Bilal was 22 years old and studying for his BA final year at Government College Sukkur. He went to college every morning on an old, rusty bicycle. While other boys arrived on shiny motorcycles and cars, Bilal pedaled through the dusty streets, sweating under the hot Sindh sun. Many girls in college noticed him because he was tall, handsome, and intelligent, but they kept their distance once they learned about his poor background. One afternoon, Noor, the most beautiful and richest girl in college, was standing with her friends near the canteen. As Bilal passed by on his bicycle, Noor said loudly, "Look at this poor boy again on his cycle. His biggest dream is probably just to own a bicycle, not even a car." All her friends laughed. Bilal heard every word, but he stayed silent and kept riding. Inside, his heart was hurting badly. That night, sitting on the rooftop, Bilal whispered to himself, "Why does poverty make a person feel so small? People only see money, not the heart." His days passed in the same routine: morning college, evening help at his father's shop, and late-night studying. But deep inside, Bilal had a hidden passion: music. Since childhood, he had loved listening to songs by Atif Aslam, Rahat Fateh Ali Khan, and Arijit Singh. He taught himself to play the guitar using an old broken one he had repaired from his father's scrap. Every night he would sing softly. Life's paths are so twisted and long, but dreams in the heart never truly die. He wrote his own lyrics in a cheap notebook. No one was there to listen, yet the music gave him peace and strength. One day, in the college library, Bilal found an old notebook filled with poetry. That inspired him to start writing songs seriously. His first complete song was called "Lonely Night." "In the silence of these lonely nights, blood flows from the wounds of my heart. The world keeps laughing while I cry quietly in the dark." He recorded it on his old mobile phone and shared it with a few close college friends. They praised him, saying, "Bilal, your voice and lyrics are amazing. You should launch this song properly." But launching a song required money: a studio for recording, mixing, mastering, a good thumbnail, and promotion. Bilal had almost nothing. Noor and her friend Ariba somehow saw the video. Noor commented publicly, "It's cute, but who wants to listen to songs about poverty?" Ariba sent him a private message, "Bilal, if you were rich, I would have helped you promote your songs." Bilal read it and did not reply. He felt deeply hurt, but it only made him more determined. Rejection from girls became common. Ariba had once talked to him nicely because Bilal was intelligent and kind. But the moment she found out he lived in Lanka Bazaar and his father repaired cycles, she made an excuse. "Sorry, Bilal, my parents are very strict. They only allow me to talk to boys from rich families." Bilal smiled sadly and said, "It's okay, Ariba, I understand." These painful moments taught him a hard lesson. When no one helps you, that is when your inner strength wakes up. He continued writing late into the night. The heat of Sukkur, the sound of the Indus River flowing nearby, and the calls of street vendors became the background of his creative world. He wrote many songs, pouring all his pain, hope, and dreams into them. After months of hard work, finally Bilal completed his most beautiful song, "The Road of Dreams." The lyrics were deeply emotional. "The road of dreams is very long, my friend. Even in the darkness of poverty, there is a shining star. When no one helps, I will still fight. I will bring down the stars with my own hands." He recorded a rough version on his phone. Now he needed a professional studio. He went to a small studio in Sukkur and asked the price. The owner said, "Brother, for full recording, mixing, and mastering, it will cost 25,000 rupees." Bilal only had 3,000 rupees that he had saved after months of hard work and skipping meals. His heart sunk. He returned home and told his mother. She hugged him and said, "Don't tell your father, son. His heart will break." That night, Bilal cried silently on the rooftop, feeling completely helpless. Zainab was Bilal's old classmate and a true friend since childhood. She also came from a simple family, but was very hard-working and kind-hearted. She was now studying nursing in Sukkur. One evening, Bilal called Zainab and told her everything: his dream, the song, and the lack of money. Zainab listened quietly, then said softly, "Bilal, I will help you. I have saved 30,000 rupees from giving tuition classes. Take it, make your song." Bilal's eyes filled with tears. "Zainab, I will return every rupee." She laughed gently. "You don't have to. Just let me hear the song first when it's ready." Together they went to the studio. Zainab helped arrange everything. The song was professionally recorded and mastered. They named it "The Road of Dreams, Bilal Ahmed," and uploaded it on YouTube. Zainab shared it on all her social media accounts and asked her friends to share it too. At first, only 200 people watched it, but on the third day, a short clip went viral on TikTok. People started sharing it with messages like, "A poor boy from Sukkur has such a magical voice and meaningful lyrics." The views climbed rapidly: 10,000, 100,000, 1 million, and then tens of millions. Bilal's phone started ringing non-stop. Local TV channels, music companies, and fans all wanted to talk to him. Within 1 month, Bilal became famous across Pakistan and even beyond. His song crossed 50 million views. Offers for concerts, interviews, and brand deals started pouring in. He performed his first big concert in a public park in Sukkur. Thousands of people came and chanted, "Bilal, Bilal." He bought a car and new clothes, but he still lived in the same small house in Lanka Bazaar. He expanded his father's repair shop into a proper garage and made sure his mother could rest. He also helped his sister Mahi get admission into a better school. Success felt good, but Bilal never forgot his roots. He often said in interviews, "I was nothing without the support of one true person." After he became famous, the same girls who had rejected him earlier came back. First, Manur messaged him, "Bilal, remember our college days? I always liked you. Now let's get married." Bilal called her and said calmly, "Manur, when I was poor and struggling, you laughed at me and rejected me. Now you are coming because of my fame and money. I'm sorry, but I cannot marry you." Then Ariba tried to meet him personally. She said with tears in her eyes, "Bilal, I made a big mistake. Please forgive me and marry me." Bilal smiled sadly and replied, "Ariba, the person who stands with you in poverty is the real one. You left me when I had nothing. I cannot forget that. I'm sorry." Both girls cried, but Bilal remained firm in his decision. One evening, Bilal went to meet Zainab. He looked into her eyes and said, "Zainab, when the whole world turned my back on me, you helped me without expecting anything. You believed in my dreams when I had nothing. I love you and I want to marry you." Zainab's eyes filled with happy tears. "Bilal, I have loved you since our school days. I am ready." Their wedding was a simple and beautiful ceremony in Sukkur. Bilal dedicated a new song to Zainab called "True Companion." The lyrics touched everyone's hearts, and people clapped and cheered. Today, Bilal is a well-known singer. He still lives with strong values and helps poor young artists achieve their dreams. He often says in interviews and songs, "My biggest hit was not the road of dreams. My biggest hit was the help and love Zainab gave me when I was poor and hopeless." Bilal and Zainab live a happy life together, filled with love, music, and gratitude.